Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, Kimberly, Stacey, and I shall be discussing A Love Tale, the 2021 series on BET, which in fact was filmed in 2019 and actually based on a 1999 movie. There you go. But we're gonna talk about it. It was actually 6 episodes that seemed to be add up to 93 minutes. So this is almost a movie that for some reason they chopped up into a series about love in Harlem, seems like. So what we got? We got Taylor, the main character, who meets Candace, a lovely lady, older lady at a bar. They have a one-night stand of hot passion love, which goes awry when they start realizing how interconnected their lives are between friends and family, in essence. So Kimberly, what did you think of it overall?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of bad acting, in my opinion. Um, I mean, Rotimi was good. To me, he's Jake, the character Jake. He's to me, I think he's a phenomenal actor. He's up and coming, so I think he did really well. Vanessa Williams, we know is she's been acting forever, but she kind of overacted a little bit to me, in my opinion. I didn't feel like I want to see this continue. Like I'm not really engaged with the story. Like the whole I don't know. I don't think that it needs a season 2 at all. I wasn't really
Oh,
feeling it.
that's not gonna happen anyway. Clearly, if it was
You
done,
never know. You never know if it gets popular on BT Plus and the fans want it. It could happen. I apologize, my dog.
you're giving way too much credit to BET Plus. Like, I'm pretty sure they're like, nah, we got other things to put our money behind.
Yes.
If since this was originally filmed in 2019, the fact they just put it all out there on now in 2021, I would imagine that if they thought about it, they would redo it and like maybe even perhaps with a new cast and like try to start as a new show, but to extend from them would probably be very difficult. But Stacey, what did you think of this love story?
I didn't think it was that bad, mainly because it was really short. Like they really just kind of jammed everything into like an hour. So from the brief little snippet shows that they would do, it was okay. Like it wasn't long enough for me to get frustrated and be like, okay, this is some bullshit because the episodes were like 10, 15 minutes. So I was like, okay. And then it'll switch over and kind of it wasn't that bad to me. Like the acting isn't Oscar worthy, but it's not terrible.
So it's interesting that you saw the editing of not being one solid movie to rather many episodes is actually a positive, right? Because it kind of broke the monotony and you had to go back and continuing. Um, the fact that at least in one of those scenes, so Candace was having an argument with her husband George, I do believe, and in the mid no at the art show, Taylor's art show, they were having a discussion. Episode ends, the next episode starts, and they're right back at that same discussion. I'm like, no series does that. Like usually they
There was some other show that did something similar.
no, not in mid argument, like bad, and then they just picked it right back up at the argument.
I've seen that before. I'm
Maybe
trying to remember what it was, but I remember stuff like that happening on some show, but I can't think of what it
that
was.
that sounds like a daytime soap opera, not like a prime time show. Okay,
Yeah, something similar to that. Yeah.
okay, all right. So daytime soap opera were all right. That makes sense. That makes sense. But I'm like a Stars, HBO, Showtime show where I was like, no, will they actually
Oh,
have a
not nothing premium, but yeah, daytime soap opera or something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
you said nothing. You got to pay for good editing.
You gotta pay for it. It's just something you wake up and click and it's there, right?
Yeah. So the plot holes, the logic holes in this love story just really irritated the shit out of me. So you got Taylor sitting at the bar, minding her own business, mourning the breakup of her relationship with Tammy. A woman named Candace walks in. Does she know she's in a lesbian bar? Whatever. Either way, she sits down. She's enjoying her drink by herself. Taylor sends her a drink. Next thing you know, they're having sex till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then this turns into Taylor didn't know said woman's name, what she did for a living. It was just, let me get it. She said, okay. And then next morning you meet Jake. Jake is Taylor's friend, also agent, like some kind of photography agent. Then you find out that Jake is actually the son of the woman that Taylor slept with, who's named Candace. And I'm like, stop. Wait a minute. Wait. So you find out that over time, Jake has told everybody that he's in love with Taylor, including Taylor's ex, Tammy, plus his boxer friend. Everybody knows but Taylor?
Ridiculous.
What the fuck is happening? Like,
I concur. Yeah.
I was like, she's like, oh my God, you find me attractive? You want to be with me? Is that why you show up every day with coffee for no reason? Yes, damn it. What do you think I come here for? Like, you think I do that to all my clients? No. Like, I don't know why you would think that. He's like, because one time I saw you with the dude, so I figured that eventually you'll get back to penis and I could be that penis. I'm like, what? Even if she was straight, this wouldn't make any sense. Like, what friend zone are you in that you think eventually, if I just hang around enough
and do that,
she'll break that glass?
I actually fell into that trap once or twice.
What's up? You said you actually gave up the
draws. Do tell, Stacey. Do tell.
We got time.
You get vulnerable and you just look to your left and he's there and it's like, okay. Yeah.
You said a couple of times though. Same dude or just different dudes?
What? Yes and no.
I don't know what that means, but it's all right. Let's just say, so that was some realistic writing. So I go back to Chris Rock, who said that women keep men around as dicks in glass cases.
Sure.
Emergency, break open glass. I was like, that's absolute facts. I mean, that's real shit right there. So I was like, so Jake generally had a plan. Like that part makes sense, but the fact that Taylor was completely oblivious to his love makes no sense.
No.
Because everybody made fun of him. And when her ex knows, that's a whole other problem. So Taylor, so let's see Tammy. So Tammy cheats on Taylor with who, we don't know who or why. But now Taylor's like, I got to get out there and do my thing. And even Tammy's like, so you're talking to me, Jake, because you think I'm going to help you get with my ex? She don't like dudes. You know that, right? Because I'm her ex. So, what do we got in common besides light skin? Nothing.
He has money, and Tammy is a user. So that's what she's about.
Tammy was the one that got caught with the lady in the bathroom, right? Was that Tammy?
I thought that was Tammy.
That's what I was thinking. Like the other light-skinned people started to kind of coalesce into one person. I was like, is that the same?
I was like, I can't keep track of these light-skinned people. Like, who the fuck is this woman? And then, it's again, once again, this is another show that irritates the fuck out of me. And maybe because I'm straight, maybe that's what it is. Maybe because I'm a man and I'm straight and I don't want to believe this truth. But apparently, women need to realize that they need to be fucking other women. Like apparently, men ain't it. Because so at the art show for Taylor, comes in a local politician and his wife. Said wife sees Tammy or some other light-skinned woman. We can't keep track. Point is, in the bathroom, said light-skinned woman is giving white woman like the love of her life, and she can't believe it. Then she comes out.
That was the mayor, and she wasn't white. She's black.
That's what I was thinking. Like, wasn't she just like? Yeah, she was
black. She's very light though.
She was very light though.
Yes.
Yeah, she was.
My bad.
She has some in her family. I didn't
right.
say the word. Caucasian.
All right. Because I saw that. I was like, is that a white woman? Anyway, so just very, 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 very,
very.
All right, again, you can't keep track of light-skinned women. I'm sorry, my fault. There's a whole bunch of them. So it's still the point of that. I've seen this scene in so many TV shows and movies where the woman's like, hello, how are you? And the husband's again totally oblivious that his wife, is getting done by a woman. And once again, once the lesbian sex starts, this is the best thing that's ever happened. I don't realize why I've had dick my whole life. I realized that women's where it's at, and it's like just orgasms and good feelings. There's never any consequences, all love and passion.
They fight a lot. Like I had a friend who recently crossed over to the lady pond, and she attests. She's like, this is the best sex I've ever had. So, but they fight like all the time. Like, fight.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Or
They
you
fight.
punch each other. You put your hands up like they be like actually like.
No, they fight. Lesbians fight. Because like if you're in a relationship with a man typically won't hit you. Even if you hit them, they're not gonna hit you. But a woman will hit you back. So that's why domestic violence with lesbians is typically high, because women have no problem hitting other women. It's fair game.
All right. I mean, I wouldn't say, obviously there's a lot of men that hit their women, but we are getting off track at this point.
You know what I'm saying.
I know what you said.
There's not the culture, there's not the social barrier.
That's stigmatism. Yeah, that's stigmatism.
That's different.
Right.
But what if she's a stud though? Like, is it still okay?
She's still a woman.
She's still a woman.
All right. I thought it was a bit much that and even with Candace. So we said Candace, apparently according to her own story, she had a lesbian moment in college with a cheerleader, and then she didn't touch a woman again until she just happened to having a bad day, and she fell off the heterosexual wagon, I guess, and was like, hey, let me try this woman. I'm like, that don't make no damn sense. Like,
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah,
I don't believe that at all.
When I first saw it, I thought maybe they knew each other from like a past, and then they saw each other and was like, oh, that's so-and-so. And that's how they hooked up. But then when she was like, are you gonna tell me your name? And she was like, no. I was like, oh, they just hooked up.
One night stand.
That's again, no consequence. Every time there's a straight situation like that, every time a woman and a man get together, there's going to be some kind of consequences. It's going to be a baby, usually a baby. 9 times out of 10, it's a baby, or like an STD or something. I said it before, I said it again. I want lesbians to have consequences. Like, I want someone to be like, oh shit, something's on my mouth, it's scratching, it's burning, it smells bad down there. Like, I need some kind of consequences. It just irritates me.
I mean,
women are sugar and spice and everything else.
Yeah, this that I'm sure, because of the activity, which I'm not going to go into because we're adults. The activity that's happening, of course, you can get an STD. You probably would get it within your mouth or your lips. So it probably happens, but I don't think that it's something that people want to tell everyone about.
It is very low. Even if you go to the CDC, statistically, women to women is very small compared to overall group. Men to men is very large, and then the rest of us are somewhere in between.
Well, penis is dangerous. No matter what kind of situation you're in, penis is dangerous. That's what we're saying. I'm just saying, every show and movie, you get 2 gay men, eventually HIV/AIDS is coming. Like, that will be a storyline. You get straight relationships, at some point pregnancy is coming. Like with lesbians, it's just like, hey, again, hard motions. Maybe they want to move in after the first lesbian sex, and then that's it. Anyway, the whole second episode that was dedicated to Swiss Beats was too much. Like, he always had a whole, just like him just talking
for no reason.
I'm like, why?
Added nothing to the story.
Nothing.
And I didn't understand what he was saying. It was like he was talking in circles. Yes. I was like, what? He's in it basically just because he's Swiss Beats.
Yes.
Like, that was it. And he is an artist. Now, he's a fantastic artist. Fantastic.
But not an actor. He's not an actor.
No, not at all. He's terrible.
He definitely needs to stick to music.
He needs to stay in his lane.
Yeah. I was like, these episodes are only like 10 to 15 minutes. Let's not waste the whole episode with Swiss Beats trying to get Akila some type of like pep talk or why she should be an artist. And that never went anywhere because she still never got her drumming together. Her parents or her mama's treating her like crap. Diana is treating her like real bad, and George not George, it's her husband, Preston's her dad's name.
Preston. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that was a dysfunctional family situation.
I have a question.
What's up?
Did any one of you feel like a Diana? Well, is that the mother? I think, is that Akila's mother? Okay.
According to IMDb.
She seem a little dykish to you? Like,
She,
wait,
the
like we know
actress
that
comes off like that. Like even in other roles, she has that
toughness
thing.
about her.
Yeah, she's kind of a
Yeah.
Toughness. Yeah, that's a word.
yeah.
Like a studdish type. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, of course we see her on Family Business. She's got that kind of persona. She's the mother on Family Business.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
And
that, right? Yeah.
she still got that hardness about her. That's what I'm saying. But
Yes, yes. But she just seemed, even the way they dressed her the first time we meet her
yeah,
with that fedora and that ugly leather jacket. I was looking at her like, okay, I knew right off the bat before she even opened her mouth that she was Akila. Am I saying it right? I'm sorry, I'm
it's
maybe
fine.
not
It's
saying
fine.
her name right, but I knew she was her mother. I knew it right off. I was like, that's her mother, because
That's
she
good
just seemed a
casting though.
little.
Isn't it, David?
It was
Good
good
casting.
casting. It was. It
I
was
said
good
that's good
casting.
casting.
You know how
It
I feel
was.
about
It
that shit.
was.
You know how I feel
I'm
about that
surprised
shit.
you haven't brought up another character, but I'm gonna let you go there if you're gonna go there.
Stop, man. Why you gotta try to make me the bad guy? You gotta make me the bad guy about this shit. I get upset. Like skin tone matters. Like I was like,
Name no names.
I was like, let's talk about this. But no, yeah, I was thought also. So again, how fast these wannabe love stories. So Taylor and Candace have sex twice. All right. Jake walks in the second time, and all of a sudden Taylor's like, well, you know, we didn't want you to found out like this. What is this fucking we? Like, you had 2 sex scenes with her, like 2 sex moments with her. Y'all didn't even have a date where you go out, walk around the park, hold hands. Like, when did you talk about just coming out to her son? Like, that was never a conversation, right? Like, I'm like, why are you trying to act like you had a relationship all of a sudden? I was confused on that.
Because that's to me, they were speeding up the timeline, but it didn't make any sense because it was like basically 2 one night stands. Like, I mean, that's it. It's not a relationship. I mean, even though Taylor wants a relationship, and the mother kind of does too, because she's constantly going over there. It's like, lady, look, either you're in or you're out.
So even
Just
with
tell
that,
your husband and tell your son.
even with that though, Candace had to give her mother to her phone number to Akila, right? So she can text Taylor the number. So clearly they weren't that close, you know, as a couple. That, you know, all of a sudden you got to come up with a plan to tell the son. And so I did like the fact that when Candace says, "Hey, I'm old enough to be your mother," that it turns out to be absolutely true, because her son. That's nothing. So Jake doesn't seem like he has a lot of clients, right? But he's in love with one of his clients. My point is, like, if your parents are in your life and you're talking to them about your job, how do you not say, I got this client named Taylor. She is amazing. You know, she's a great photographer. Hey, mom, like, maybe she could work for the business. Because in the 1999 movie, that's how Taylor and Candace meet. Taylor is a photographer that works for Candace and the magazine business that she and George own. Like, she would have known who, at some level, who Taylor was before that night that she met Taylor at the bar. To me, it just would have made sense that his son would be like, this, look a picture of her, like, this is who I like, she's cool. Maybe, you know, I'm sure Candace is like, when you gonna settle down and get your shit together? And he's like, well, I got this lady, I'm trying, and maybe this could be something. He would have told his mom about Taylor before that night. So it didn't make any sense that she had absolutely no clue who Taylor was at all. Considering her and her son seem to have a pretty good close relationship. Just
right. That's true. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
I know most of my especially my younger son, he talks about like his friends all the time. So you know their name, like, you know. Yeah, especially like if you want to gossip about them, or you know, it's like, you know, such and such, da da da. I mean, come on. Especially because they're close. Like, me and my son are close, and we just talk. We gossip about stuff. See, that's what I'm saying. The writing was not good on certain parts.
It was just bad. And then
it really was.
I was just like, what the fuck is happening right now? So then I was thinking about, so George and Candace. So you find out that George has a long history of cheating on Candace. So I'm like, and then he's like, well, I'm a man, I guess, like he's just the same character from the Five Heartbeats, I guess, he's like, what you going? I'm like, why are you still there? Like, if you somehow love women and and you would, why are you with a
image?
I get. Yep. That's it, Stacey. That's it. Absolutely.
All right.
And remember, Candace said at one point, she was talking to Michelle, who is anyway, we'll get to her. She when she was saying that if she leaves George, she's gonna have most of the business. Basically, from what I was hearing from Candace, she may have started the business. George is her husband, but she leans more into the business than George does. So she can buy him out and it'll be her business. That's what it sounded like to me. Mm-hmm. So
and Michelle, who's unemployed right now, like she's out there looking for a job. She's saying at her age, it's like she's competing with younger people for jobs.
Very true.
The way she's working so hard to be like, hey girl, you need to forgive George for all the fucking around he's been doing. And I'm like, why is she saying, like, what's going on with this shit? And then you find it is heavily implied that Michelle at some point was fucking George.
She was, and that son is his. Absolutely. If they get a season 2, I'm telling you, that son, because it's just the way that she said, the way that she was brought up the son. Well, he brought up the son. I was like, oh, that's your kid. That is absolutely your kid.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember Michelle having the kid. All right.
Yeah. He said that's what he said to her. He said something about how's your son or something like that. And she was like, he's fine. And then she started talking about Candace. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's how I was like, they were cheating. They were cheating.
What got it for me is when he said, hey, I'm not leaving my wife. And she's like, your ego is so big. I didn't even ask. I was like, they were.
That's it.
They were. And then Michelle runs back to him to be like, hey, your wife is leaving you for another woman. I was like, oh, you trifling as fuck, man. I was like, you trying to move in there? She's like, she's unemployed. So she may be like, hey, Candace, if you want to walk away, I'll move in and he can cheat on me all he wants. As long as I got a roof over my head, I guess. I was very confused on that, but they just left it with that cliffhanger of George finding out that that his wife is leaving him for a woman, and I'm like, they actually thought this was going to get a season 2. Like, they should just wrap this up. Like this is not something that can go on for seasons. Like, by no means. Like, Jake needs to accept the fact that his shit didn't work out and that he needs to move on. And and call it that. I mean, clearly, his mama is a better lover than he is. That's gotta hurt. So I thought about that, like, as a man, if you will. Which one would I take worse? That the woman that I love is sleeping with my daddy or my mama? And I was like, probably my mama, because I could expect, like, my dad's a cheating piece of shit, as George obviously is. Then, like, I just accept that he's boning around and that eventually we would probably run into the same type of women. Is that the I could take it back. Like, I'd be like, all right. Like, it'd be fucked up. It's still fucked up. But to find out it's your mama, one, you don't want to think about your mom cheating. That's a whole other thing. You don't want to think about your mom having sex with somebody. And then, like, but just find out that she's in bed with the one that you love, that would kind of push you over the edge. Like I would suggest.
I think Jake is genuinely hurt, but Taylor was kind of like, get over it.
Yeah, she's like, well, this is my love now, and then she starts fucking Tammy again, like at the photo shoot.
Well, it was that was just a kiss, and that's because Tammy, when you cheat, right, and then you realize that your ex was the one, paying all your bills, taking care of you.
Oh yeah,
and now all of that is done, and now Taylor has found a new person. That's when your ex swoops in and is like, I miss you. Yep, tries to get into your head. That's what Tammy was doing. That's what she was doing.
That's how you took it. She was like, because she's like, yeah, she took care of me when I first got here. So she cleaned, so Taylor cleaned up Tammy, pointed her in the right direction, made her something. And then now she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, who did she sleep with? Like, I'm like, I want to know who she cheated with that she thought, like, that never got addressed. Like, I would have wanted to know that, so I could be like, well, this is a relationship that could have went somewhere. Was it a one night stand or whatever? I thought so. Akila.
Clear. Thank you, Stacey.
Akila. I was like, what is this woman's name? Oh, I'm
right there with you. I don't understand her name either. Strange name, but
I don't understand her as a character. I mean, she when she walk around with the strap on, I'm like, this is how we need to be introduced to her. And I'm like, she's like, I got some things going on over here. I'm busy, which got me thinking about another thing. I was like, why is Candace riding Taylor in bed? Like, she don't
have to Google some lesbian porn.
Exactly. I mean,
like, yeah. Don't think too much into it. Like, it's not that serious.
I'm like, no, I am, because I'm like this, like, that's the L word. I mean, they should have been licking, they could have been touching. That's fine. I'm like, you riding like she got a dick. I'm like, well, I'm saying Taylor should have walked out with the strap on, and that would have made sense. See, so we watch. Hattie said that's not a thing. Like, Hattie said that's the only stuff you see on TV. So that made me thinking that maybe lesbian, but even that doesn't make physical sense. Like,
if you have a strap on, it makes sense.
No, even if you don't have a strap on, if you're on top and you're doing this,
rub it enough.
Yes.
Then that goes down the rabbit hole of why is it so that, like, I need a man with a bigger dick. You don't need a dick, apparently. All you need is some friction.
You don't. That's just a narrative that's perpetuated. Size really isn't a thing. Y'all make it a thing more than we do. Y'all do. Y'all make it a
women don't give a fuck. That's what you're about to say. Women don't give a fuck how big dick is it at all.
I mean, you don't want something like this, but listen, it's not that big of a thing.
But you saying size don't matter at all.
You don't want this. You don't want this. You want
somewhere
regular. Regular is good enough.
Oh, but
even then, it's still like a movement. Rock and roll type thing. It isn't so much like y'all like this. That's not what we like. That's why women know women better. It's a lot of things y'all do to us and we act like we like it or we acclimate to it, but that's not really what we want. That's why women go to other women. They're like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Man, she really is
like, women know what women want. Women know what women want, and they know what women love, and that's why
they know how it feels. So even when we tell you, because y'all are tough and rough and hard, y'all think we like it, and it's like, no.
So anyway, we're go. So I had to go back and find this light skinned woman. It just irritated me. I had to see her so I could acknowledge it for myself. But I was like, all right, I got it. She was in the bathroom.
Wait a minute. You went back to look at the woman that we said was light-skinned black?
I had to see it. Stacey knows, I've done this a few times. I'm like, nah, I just had to see it. Then I'm better now. Wait. No. The light-skinned girl is sleeping with a blonde woman. No. She's sleeping with a blonde woman.
Blonde black people, right?
But the lady has blonde hair. There's a lot of black people with blonde hair, sir.
Okay, so the light-skinned girl I was looking at, I was like, oh, that's right. No, I gotta find who this blonde one's with. Hold up. No, I gotta see it. Then I'll be all right.
She had on. Actually, I don't even. Stacey, did you think that was her hair? I thought it was a wig. I didn't think it was her actual natural hair. It was kind of. It was weird.
It's all right. I know. I'm gonna let it go.
But a blunt cut, it was just strange. It was strange.
Tammy, I'm looking at Tammy right now. So Tammy is talking to Taylor in the first episode. Tammy's talking to Taylor at the exhibit, right? Tammy walks away. Tammy ends up.
Okay, Sarah is the mayor. Sarah. Her name is Sarah.
Okay, so all right. So she will end up in the back. I thought we saw her. Anyway, all right. I'm still gonna watch it. I still gotta see it for myself. So she's saying she's a blonde-haired, light-skinned woman.
Yes, which a lot of light-skinned women are.
All right.
They dye their hair blonde for some reason that I don't understand, but they do.
or dark-skinned women wearing a blonde wig. I mean, Beyonce got blonde highlights. I mean, it's a lot of that. I mean, Mary J. Blige. I mean,
yes. It's not. Me, in my preference, I think it's an odd choice, but it's just my opinion. Just my opinion. I'm not. I don't think black women should have blonde hair, but anyway.
That's cultural appropriation.
I have to buy me a blonde wig tomorrow just for that.
We we would do a review talk about how blondes rule the world. But oh man, so all right. So you would not. So Kimberly, you would not see a season 2 even if they made one.
What are they gonna talk about?
Yeah, exactly. There's no meat to the story. Even Jake and Taylor, like the way that they ended their little argument, I was like, this is it? Like, he just walked away. And I was like, okay, so there's no more. Okay, how are you? What can be said after that? There's nothing that can be said. He either forgives her or he doesn't. Yeah. And he's gonna forgive her because he loves her. So, and then he's gonna be happy about his mom. He's gonna be like, my mom's happy. He is. Eventually, he'll be like that. I'm sure of it. My mom's happy. There's nothing I can say.
So I would say that's the other part, to be like, again, does Candace finally, find it in herself to be like, I'm gonna move on, with Taylor, the true love of my life? What happens when Candace finds out that Taylor slept with Tammy again? Does that become an issue? I mean, there's not.
No, but they didn't sleep together. They just kissed.
It was. I doubt. I feel that was implied. I mean, I feel like
really.
Yes. It's your ex. You were at a professional photo shoot. You start making out anyway. I'm pretty sure they didn't stop there. I mean, because technically you would say that Taylor probably feels like she and Candace are broken up right now because of Jake and that sort of thing. So it's not like they have a relationship. So I'm like, so it's possible. I would suggest. But anyway, it doesn't matter because none of this is gonna happen because it's over. So do you want to review the 1999 version?
No.
Okay. Well, so she's like Vanessa Williams light.
Yes. And Vanessa Williams, we all know, she has white in her genes.
Yeah, but this one,
yes.
I'm looking at this one right now. No.
She's like Lena Horne. Lena Horne was that light.
All right.
And Vanessa Williams is that light.
All right.
Beyonce's not even that light.
She ain't this light. I mean, good day.
No, Beyonce's got brown. Beyonce got a little brown tone to her. Yeah. All right.
So she's on that blonde wig and she's like, oh, wait a minute. Anyway. She's like, sorry. She's like, do you remember You Black? It's like, nope, I gotta sell these records. So I'm whatever I need to be. Yeah, I had to upstairs. So I'm looking at Tammy. Like, Tammy's a light-skinned Black woman. I can see that. I agree with that. Mayor's wife, I'm still on the fence, but I'm gonna let it go. Don't matter. Either way, she had lesbian experience in the thing with Tammy, whatever. And now she's acting like that didn't happen, and then she gets caught up in the middle. Anyway. All right. Yeah, that's it. I wouldn't see a part. They should have ended this thing as a movie. Like, just wrap this shit up, and Candace and Taylor ride off into the sunset, and Jake figures himself out. It would have been more like drama if he would have hurt himself after this, because I'm sure that was pretty traumatic. If he would have been like, hey, oh my God, like this is it. Also, he reminded like he was basically Dre to me. Like the way he was acting here, I just felt like he was like he just left the set of Power, went to the set of this show, did a couple scenes, came back, and he was like, all right, I'm still got it. Like he was still Dre. And maybe he always will be Dre to me. Stacey goes, no, I don't see range. He committed to the role, but I didn't see range. I saw.
I mean, he hasn't done a whole lot. He did Boss and Power, right?
Yeah,
he probably does. Oh, they're both kind of similar.
Boss and Power definitely the same. You know what I'm saying? I mean, definitely. But like with this, and I just thought, I was like, again, he's still in New York based. He's a cool guy. Again, he did wear it better than Alika.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was too much. Like I felt like she was overcompensating. I don't know, just a lot of thugness for no reason.
It was just a lot. And then you know what? I could care less about her and Mercedes. I was like, okay, the whole thing with her girlfriend or ex-girlfriend or whatever. Why was that? I didn't need that. I was like, why? Why is this here?
Why is this? Yeah, what's the point? Now, her family issues were something. I mean, at some point, your parents are going to be ruining your life. Like, I get that. And now it could have been going somewhere. Again, her mom was way too hard on her for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? So, and you don't know which parent to side with.
I'm telling you, I feel like that mama is a closeted lesbian,
I mean,
and that
everybody,
she's jealous of her daughter. That's what I think.
Every other woman on the show apparently likes
Yeah.
carpet munching, so why not?
That's not a perfect term.
Exactly.
But yeah. It's like the L Word. Like when you watch the L Word, it's like every woman was a lesbian, and like I felt like when I watched that show back in the day, I was like, I felt like almost men was unnecessary. Like if you watch that show too much, if you're a man and you watch that show too much, you're like, wow, we're just really unnecessary in this world. Like women just need.
Yeah, serve a purpose.
Yeah, kids.
That's it. The only time men were useful in the L Word was when the two ladies were trying to get pregnant, and the guy with that gay dude, and he gave them the sperm, and then after that they didn't need him for that. I was like, man. Anyway, I had to watch The Sopranos to balance it out. I had to get some testosterone, and I was like, all right, men are important in the world. I feel better. All right, let's get back on track.
Wait a minute.
Somebody got a bill stuff.
Huh? Yeah, that's what I did.
Exactly,
I was like,
Stacey. Exactly, Stacey. You got to build buildings.
Yeah. Take out the trash.
Yep.
That's how
building. You know what? I did that for the first time in 2 years. I felt some type of way.
Taking out your own trash? You about to say, you know what, bro? I was just kidding. Come back. You're like, you know what? Fuck it, man. We can work this out. Oh, every single time. If I was dating some lady and I was a housewife, so she was like, hey, will you take out the trash? I was like, oh shit, I guess she thinks we're somebody. I was like, oh, I gotta go.
No, you're just a man.
I was like, she took it to the trash level. I bought this.
My neighbor used to do it for me, actually.
Who?
My neighbor would come. My neighbor.
Trash out?
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice neighbor.
He moved though, so.
Huh?
So he moved.
Well.
So.
Oh, too bad.
But he used to do it for like our little single women that are on our little section. He would come take them. So.
I'm pretty sure he was like,
that's
hey,
nice.
He was just looking. Like, anybody need anything else? I'm taking out the trash.
No, he was that dude though. He was like an older guy, so he was old school. So
But he knew how to do it. He was like eventually one of those women like, you want to come in for something to eat? Yes.
I mean, I'm sure he was single, so.
Thank you. It was coming somewhere. He was like, hey, anything else you need? No, just the trash. He's like, all right, I'll see you next week. We'll see what happens.
And if we didn't have landscaping, I'm sure you would have been out there like this.
Just cutting the grass. Hey, girl, see something? I got this. Can
I cut your grass, please? Can I please cut your grass?
I got you. I got your grass. I got your trash. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. Options. Mm-hmm. There's options. The landscaper in the glass case.
Take it a jar. Yes.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Just eventually. All right. That's it. Anything else before we close up? All right.
Don't have a season 2, please. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, they
just do like a little 1 hour special.
No. What to wrap up? What actually? Because George to me was mentally abusive. Yeah. I don't want to see him.
Yeah.
And he was not a good character at all.
Yeah, he was terrible.
I'm glad Leon's working though.
He plays that.
I'm glad he's working.
Type of dude.
So is that the casting you were talking about? Because I was like, I didn't know.
I was talking about Drake being Candace and Leon's child.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, this don't make sense to me, but I'm gonna let it go. Because I know how you get. You like, David, I don't know why you always try to focus on this shit. You're absolutely right. Man, that made no damn sense. I was like, oh damn it.
Listen.
Yeah, George. Yeah, I did.
Well, Timmy is more African than you, so whatever.
But he's lighter than everybody in his whole damn family.
He just likes
but that's the point. That's what I'm saying. You're absolutely right. Because you know what? Because you and Chris be like, David, you need to stop, let that go. Well, you know, light skin.
You should. Unfair.
Oh yeah. He's definitely Nigerian, I believe.
Yeah.
And
he's legit, but his parents are much darker than he is. So I'm like, we need to get into that. So I want to find out that Candace, not only did she sleep with the cheerleader, but she also slept with the football star in college. And therefore, Jake is not George's kid. And that's why George fucks around, because he knows that Jake is not his kid. I was like,
you think so?
No, I'm just making up shit. I'm saying, but that would have been a better storyline. That would have been a better storyline when Candace like, why are you always fucking around on me? He's like, because I know Jake ain't mine. I know you were fucking the cheerleader and the head the quarterback of the football team in college. I knew that. You don't think I know that? You think I'm stupid? They told me what you all were doing. I was like, anyway, I don't know. I'm making stuff up, making my own story at this point. All right, guys.
And George can't get upset about anything because he cheated on this woman. They were married 20, 30 years?
Yeah.
And he probably cheated the entire time. But he's a horrible husband.
But even Jake and Michelle chalked it up to, well, you know, man's gonna be a man. I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, sometimes you just gotta work that shit through. I was like, that's not okay. I hate that. I hate that. Like, look, dude, I had my stuff. I did my stuff.
Yeah, and
like,
now he want his
like,
wife. He just want to be with his wife. Why
Yeah.
can't she just be like, I don't want you.
I don't want you, Ryan.
Exactly.
It's like, why can't you get over this shit and just let's just move on? Emmett, he's fucking Emmett from The Shy. Also, Stacey, remember Secrets when old boy was like, I can be faithful, but I can't be loyal. I'm loyal, but
I'm not faithful.
Loyal, but I'm not faithful. I was like, what the fuck are these men about? But then, I mean, I guess Candace is like, I'm the same way. I can be loyal. I just can't be faithful. These women look too good out here. Oh, that's what he said. That's what George said. And I was like, yes, that's a man response. He's like, when he found out about the mayor's wife or whatever, he's like, why didn't she just ask him to, get on board? I was like,
bring the man in, because y'all ruin it. Y'all don't.
Yeah. And the thing is that he made it about the man. It's about the woman's feelings. He made it about the man. That's why Leon is a horrible character. I mean, George is a horrible character. George is terrible.
He's just saying, girl, like, I don't care if you would want. I just need to know. It's called communication. This is called communication relationship. And we threesome. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he would have made it about him. He wanted a threesome, like Stacey said.
He would have. Instead of like 20s, where your fiance, your boyfriend is like, hey, let's watch some gay porn and watch me what to do. I'm like, hey, you might wanna look into this. This is a problem right here. Because she wasn't so happy about that.
That was weird though, wasn't it? I mean,
I was like, hey girl, you need to be looking into this. Because I'm sure it's probably something before.
He has to know though,
but she's trying to anyway, we are way getting off track. All right, guys. That's the video. Appreciate it. If you're still watching, thank you. We went a lot of different directions. I know that. This review is probably longer than the show we just talked about.
Yeah.
Hopefully more entertaining. But anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video, comment on the video, share the video. Let us know why you watched A Love Tale. Did you watch the original 1999 version? Do you want us to review the 1999 version? Let us know in the comments. Stacey won't be there. But maybe we can try. Okay, won't be there. Okay, never mind. I guess we ain't gonna do that because I ain't doing it by myself. I watched a few minutes. It has a better origin story for Taylor and Candace. I will say that. Of what I watched, it made more sense. So I mean, I don't know why they just didn't redo that. It probably would have been a better story, just modernized a little bit with situations and technology and that sort of thing. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you again for multiple videos tomorrow. Yes.